Now let's begin with the main character, Giorno Giovanna. The name of Giorno's stand, Gold Experience, comes from the late and great artist Prince, or however you pronounce this. For context, in 1993, he legally changed his name, mashing up the male and female gender icons for his design. The title of his 17th album, however, is called Gold Experience, which is reflected by the design of his stand and having androgynous features. The character Leaky Eye Luca may have been inspired by the song Luca by Suzanne Vega. The lyrics briefly mentions crying, which of course we can see in Luca as he's always leaking out fluid from his eye, which is kinda creepy. Sticky Fingers to Stand is based on the Rolling Stones album called, you guessed it, Sticky Fingers, in which the artwork features pants and a zipper. The stand's Sticky Fingers' ability to use zippers was oddly inspired by this album. Popo's stand Black Sabbath was inspired by the famous band Black Sabbath, who stole their name from a 1960s horror movie called Black Sabbath. They were an English rock band, and the design of Popo's stand again is reflected by its all-black design and shadow ability. Abacchio's stand Moody Blues, or Moody Jazz, comes from yet another UK band aptly named Moody Blues. In Japanese, the stand's name uses the identical name, while in English it's been changed to Moody Jazz, in most likelihood for copyright reasons. Moody Jazz just sounds way better in my opinion, but hey, my opinion doesn't matter, does it? Okay, now Nanancia's stand was inspired by yet another rock band called Aerosmith. Get it? Aero means air in some foreign language, which explains why his stand is a plane, and Smith just means Smith. I don't know. I don't think it has any significance at all. Purple Haze is Fugo's stand, and it comes from a legendary song with the same name created by Jimi Hendrix. Now, I don't smoke weed, but apparently Purple Haze is when you smoke the devil's lettuce. Who's smoking purple weed, or any kind of purple greenery at that? Now, Spice Girl is Trish's stand that derives from the famous pop group from the mid-90s. If you were born in the 90s, you'll know everything about this group. Can't remember if they were cute or not, and I remember like one song from them, which is funny because it's also Spice Girl's battle cry, used throughout the series. This is yet another English rock band based in the UK, and inspired one of the weirdest stands in part 5. Well, that's not saying too much because most of these stands are already pretty bizarre. Next off, the stand Sex Pistols got its name from a popular band that was active in the 1970s. I can't say Meets Strange style is based on the band's punk rock influences, since every character you see in JoJo looks kinda different. Yeah, I'm just gonna say different. The stand and German band group are both named Kraftwerk, which translates to power station in English. Kraftwerk's robotic features are most likely references to the band's album, The Man Machine. Formaggio's stand plays on the name of the group it was inspired from, Little Feat. While the band's name uses feet as in F-E-A-T, the anime uses a more literal definition. Fun fact, the band started in the 70s and stayed together for a whopping 50 years, and are still doing concerts, which is pretty crazy. One of the most annoying characters in part 5, Lucio, has a stand called Man in the Mirror. This is an incredible song by the GOAT of GOATs, Michael Jackson. And I don't have to look up any stats on Wikipedia because this song has transcended generations and stayed on the charts for decades. These Gen Zs on TikTok remixing songs that no one will remember in 3 months time, not even knowing who the Great Lake King of Pop is. What an absolute disgrace. The turtle you see in the anime, called Coco Jumbo, has a stand ability called Mr. President. The stand hides almost anything in it, and its ability was inspired from the group Mr. President, in which they made a song called Coco Jumbo. Pesky's stand, Beach Boy, was named after the legendary rock band of the same name. Beach Boy's weapon of choice is a fishing rod, referencing the iconic band's 1989 song, John the Fisherman. Now, I remember the name of this stand because my hippie roommate would always do drugs and put on some songs from this very popular group called The Grateful Dead. It inspired the name and ability of Prosciutto's stand, in which it ages people rapidly. The band I mean, not my high as fuck roommate. The minor antagonist Melon's stand was named after the famous R&B singer Babyface, aka Kenneth B. Edmonds. It's really interesting that this would be one of Araki's influences, since most of these references come from bands in the 60s and 70s. Not gonna lie, I'm impressed. First of all, racist. I'm back on track. Giasio's stand was inspired from the Beatles' self-titled album, but fans named this album the White Album, after the color of the cover that it came with. The very controversial tag team Squalo and Tisanio have pretty unique origins with their stands as well. Squalo's stand is named after the punk group called The Clash, and Tisanio's stand is named after the group Talking Heads. Yet another minor antagonist, Carne, has the ability called Notorious B.I.G., which is inspired from one of the top rappers in history, B.I.G. or Biggie. I gotta admit, Araki really has a diverse palette when it comes to music. Next off, the powerful folk risotto stand ability got its name from yet another famous rock band, Metallica. His ability even makes metal out of people's blood, and this could easily kill most people and even stand users. Similar to Spice Girl, Metallica is shown to chant the phrase "load," which is taken from an album from its namesake. Chocolata's extremely powerful and frustrating stand ability called Green Day comes from the American rock band that formed in 1987. His abilities could be a reference to the band's song Geek Sting Breath, which appropriately reads, "To lead a path of self-destruction, a slow progression killing my complexion, and is rotting out my teeth." Next, Seiko's stand ability derives its name from the alternative British rock band called Oasis. Oasis's localized name could be a reference to J. Geils' band's album, Sanctuary. Scolippi is yet another stand that was inspired from the group Rolling Stones. Now this is hilarious since his ability is just him literally rolling a stone and finding out about a person's fate. Last but not least is the stand King Crimson. Now the name King Crimson comes from the band with the exact same name similar to the others before it. But the song they have, 21st Century Schizoid Man, inspired the dualistic nature with Diavolo and split personality, Doppio. Now that we've reached the end, which of these stands is your favorite? Sound off in the comments, and remember to like this video if you want me to make more of them. This is June signing out, and peace.